This is the lift adventure in the towns around Birmingham. So on this trip when I went to Birmingham, I've still seen Birmingham quite a few times. I wanted to focus on the various towns all around the Birmingham area because I haven't really explored these places properly and they look very interesting. So let's get started. The first town I go along to is Solihull, and along to the shopping centre, and first into the car park lifts. These are Otis 2000 lifts and they've got some custom Druscove announcements for John Lewis.
Going up. Doors closing.
Okay, down.
Level 3, car parking.
I didn't behave as normal for Otis 2000. But hey, it's Otis logic. Every time you say to play, it does something different.
Car parking. Doors opening.
Who's got it, isn't it? A nice atrium for a car park. Actually, that is nice. For a car park, it's nice to put a feature in. And there's no cameras. And let's go on top of this lift. This lift is very well built with a nice big chassis. It's got 2-to-1 cabling with a 2-to-1 wheel attached below the chassis. Very good build quality. Much better than shitty Otis Gen 2s. Because every decade Otis updates their design of lift, the quality gets worse. But back in the Otis 2000 days, the quality was still good. So let's surf it. That is a good chassis. Whee! Oh, there's some custom Druscove in that. It's actually nice. How fuck did the toy car go on top of the lift? Custom Druscove.
Ground floor level. John Lewis entrance and entrance to Touchwood. Doors opening. Level 1, car parking.
Level 2, car park and John Lewis first floor.
Level 2, car parking and John Lewis first floor entrance.
Basement, level 2, car parking and John Lewis basement. Let's see, am I correct?
Basement level 2, car parking and John Lewis basement entrance.
Oh, basement entrance, not basement. Hey, don't let you stand in the middle, Rachel, in case someone drops something on you. That's nice. And let's now take a look around this shopping centre. This is what it looks like. It's quite a nice looking shopping centre. And here is a cow made of fake grass. That's random. There is a little lift that this goes up to the first floor, but this lift was pretty crap. That's pretty shit actually, just a little Otis. And along into John Lewis. Oh, no custom messages, that's a shame.
Doors opening.
Oh, it's closing.
Ground floor.
Like looking lift doors. No. Can't do anyone so. And let's now take a look around the high street of Solihull. And along we go to a car park, which has some modernised lifts. Modernised by Foster and Cross.
Going up. Please mind the door. Doors closing. Going up. Roof. Doors open.
And now get into House of Fraser, which has a really nice 1980s or 90s Otis lift. These lifts are actually getting quite rare. Oh wow, this classic.
Please stand clear of the doors.
The classic. Old 80s carpet. Oh, in 1994.
Doors opening.
And now we go to see the second shopping centre in Solihull. This shopping centre is a lot more run down, it's actually quite crap. The lifts here are some nice old express lifts, but they've been horribly modernised. Good as well.
Is going up. Doors
Sadly modded.
closing.
This lift is going up. Roof level.
Roof level.
Come on, come on, come on. Fucking hell, it's a good time. Oh, you're on that job. Let's surf then. Express. What's express? That's nice. Oh, they're nice. There's an administrative special trouble. It's gone. You put attitude shit on it. Nice chassis. So then we now get on the Birmingham tram and go along to Wolverhampton, or what I like to call Wolverhampton, and along to the shopping centre. The shopping centre was pretty crap. This is what it looks like. This is quite a typical shopping centre, all on one level, so not many good lifts, but there are lifts up to the car park, such as this one, which has been modernised by crap generic and has some very cheap shitty logic.
Closing. Lift going down.
Indoor shopping centre? What are you doing in here? And now we get on a 3-2-3 train along to Redditch. So into the shopping centre at Redditch, and the lifts here are some nice Otis 2000 lifts.
6, 5, 8.
We've got no chips after.
1. Thank you.
And now across the bridge to one of the car parks. This has got 2 lifts, one Otis 2000 lift and one epic old 1960s Otis lift with relay logic. It's very nice seeing old relay lifts still in service. I did not know this was here. That was nice. Oh, that's nice. Why's it got a hat like that? It's so weird. Someone's changed the telly mechanic buttons. Official. Well, the outside button's been changed to telly mechanic. That's so weird. Let's surf it. That's the other lift one. The other one's been placed out as 2000. This one's a lot nicer. and let's take a look at the Otis 2000. And for comparison, let's surf this one as well. And now to the next lift. This lift wasn't working. Sadly it doesn't work. So let's take a look around the high street of Redditch, and the high street's pretty crap. In fact, Redditch is a very small town. It's interesting that the shopping centre is so big here. In fact, it's the biggest thing in the town centre, and there's not much else here apart from the shopping centre and the many car parks. Despite the very small size of the town, there's a lot of space taken up by multi-storey car parks. The other car parks have this and crap ISIS lifts. These ones have had the keypad floor select changed into being regular lift buttons, probably because everyone found the keypad floor selection too confusing. Because you get one person pressing like floor 2, then you get someone else pressing floor 4, and it'd be like floor 24 doesn't exist, and a lot of people would get really confused by this. So they kept the order of the buttons like it's keypad floor select, but they've put stickers over them all to turn them into regular buttons. Let's surf it! Interestingly, even though most ISIS lifts are not that well built and quite unreliable, this one's got a nice big chassis and the build quality is actually good. Although the lift logic is still very bizarre, strange, hard to maintain ISIS logic. Red? I don't know what it does. So press that. That's interesting. So I changed it. So I'm pressing 1 4 14, you just press 14 because I found it too confusing. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. We've got a chassis. Well, the build quality of this is good. It's just the logic that's terrible. Well, fun, not terrible, fun for a lift review.
Second floor.
That chassis is actually good. Even though the lift still feels wobbly despite the fact it's got a chassis. And the motor's massive. Like in that sense, build quality is good. There's got a fucking weird inspection control, which is incredibly weird.
Fourth floor. Second floor.
Oh dear, bits of string. Standard style. Well, standard does get a lot of parts from this and crop, but that is not good. Let's open up the cabinet. Fucking weird logic that is. And it's got. Oh, I had to replace the switch. That's interesting. It's not the original switch. I replaced it. How it used to work, for 14 had been 1, and that'd be 4 there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 14 would be like that. But people found pressing 1 and 4 too confusing. And the weird thing is, even now, you can't just press different floors. So say for example, I want to go to floors 2 and 4. So I go 2 and 4. It literally only selects 2, so you have to wait for it to go 3 apparatus. Only now can I press 4. Selection hand. Where it says selection hand, I can't press another floor. What's this? Who are they trying to keep out the car park? Probably me, because I hate that music, so I'm now leaving, so it works. And now we go to the next car park, which also has piston cup ice lifts, but these ones are in a glass lift shaft, despite the lifts not being glass. Here we go. What the fuck is that bodge job? A bit of cardboard with holes cut in it. That is the worst bodge job I've ever seen. I've been doing lift surfing for so fucking long. I've never seen a bodge like that. Whoever did that should be fully ashamed of themselves. Who maintains this shit nowadays? Never lean against, never lean over the balustrade. Engage imperatively with inspection control. That English is not very good. Do not stand in the area under the machine while the lift is in motion. It does overhang slightly, not as much as Schindler 5400 though, those really overhang. Sometimes Schindler 5400 is a bit of the fence missing just because the motor comes so low. But it's such a weird looking motor. Now this is the only piston cup ices I've ever come across that's got a shaft door protection of sorts. It doesn't have a secondary circuit, so it's not a full shaft door protection, but you have to do it just right, otherwise the buzzer goes off. In this car park there's also an abandoned piston cup ices lift. This one's fucked. Very fucked. I didn't even find this one last time. It's up top. Has not operated for a very long time. So why is the lift fucked? Take your bets. Why do you think the lift's fucked? Oh, the door's fucked. Look at that door. It's not even shut properly. Now this lift looks like it hasn't moved for a long time. There's a wire's hanging out of that. That left there. Oops, it's broken. Motor up there. Box is open up there. I think it's been cannibalised actually for the other 2 lifts. Inside. The camera's missing. A sleeping spot. If I come to Redditch and want to sleep, I'll just sleep in here. And now go along to a service lift in the shopping centre. Where does this go? This goes to Redditch Deep Shelter. No, I don't. Oh, it's Redditch Deep Shelter. Oh, look at this. Oh, now to get security point. Ooh. Door closing. The door closing. And now we go along to yet another car park. This one's got Otis 2000 lifts. Redditch has a fucking load of car parks. Seriously, for how small Redditch is, it's got such a big centre and such a lot of car parks. 9. Parking 7, parking 1. Why would I randomly press those buttons? Whee! The back door is no longer used on this lift. That's weird. Doesn't even have the buttons for it. It's not been used for a very long time. So then we now leave Redditch and go to the next town, which is, the official title of the town is, the Royal Town of Sutton Coldfield. Yeah, most places with royal in the name are pretty crap, and the Royal Town of Sutton Coldfield is no exception to this, as it's also crap. Didn't find much here, and I didn't really spend that long looking because I found the place boring. Too much stupid royalty about. The lift in the shopping centre is this thing.
Doors opening. Lift going down.
So I now get on a Metro Turbo Style ZF gearbox and go along to Kidderminster. I've always wanted to go to Kidderminster just because I keep seeing it on the front of the train. I've always wondered what's there. So in Kidderminster there is a heritage railway which looks like this. And heritage railways are always something I feel like I should like heritage trains. I should really like heritage railways, but I don't. Because even though they make the stations really nice and heritage railways, and the best bit about them is the stations look really good like this one, but the actual trains they always run them so slowly. But the thing that makes me really annoyed at heritage railways is the people running them always have this attitude of, our railway is short and we want to give people the most amount of ride for their money, so let's make the trains go slow so the journey takes longer. Like, what the fuck? I'm a train enthusiast. I want to see old trains running at speed. Even if it means I get through a line quickly, that doesn't matter, because I actually want to see loads of different old trains. So I'd like to see like 3 or 4 different old trains all go up and down line full speed and get loads of footage of them. But you don't get that on heritage railways. What you do get is just one train running in service, running at 15 miles an hour, so you don't get to hear it accelerate at all. I consider heritage railways as train graveyards because they simply don't run their trains to how they should be run. And now go along to the town centre of Kidderminster. The town centre was okay-ish, but most towns in the United Kingdom are crap, to be honest. The only reason I found these places around Birmingham interesting is because it's got a good train network, so I can go around different towns to see multiple towns in a day. If there wasn't a good train network here and I was visiting any one of these towns as a day trip, I'd be very disappointed because each individual town is quite small. This here's what a shopping centre looks like in Kidderminster. It's quite old style sort of 1970s shopping centre. I've tried to sort of spice it up a bit with some canopies and more modern stuff. The lifts here are express lifts, all of them sadly horribly modernised. One of the 3 lifts still has its original unlatcher, so let's ride that one.
Going
It's express. It's a free express, a nice rare set of 3 back
Please
in the day.
mind the doors. Doors closing. Going up.
Quadrant lifts. Modernised express.
5th floor. Doors opening.
Oh, I heard an express unlatch just there. Yeah, it's a visual unlatch. Covered up in that box. That's got an express unlatch now, I can hear it. Ch-chunk. Yeah, that's definitely got an express unlatch. It's covered up. And now we go along to the Premier Inn. This has got 2 lifts. A bog standard generic lift which is out of service, and the other lift looks bog standard, but it turns out this is actually a winding drum lift. This is very odd, because usually winding drum lifts are often just very unusual, rare things from many years ago, but this one is a modern, generic winding drum lift. Don't get why they installed a winding drum in the modern day. This lift goes to super high speed of 0.3 metres a second. No, the speed is so slow. So 0.3 metres a second. Okay, I'm going on the office now because it's so shit. I want to actually see how shit it actually is. Holy fuck, have we not even done a floor yet? Oh my, oh big up, I've just got one floor now. Fuck. Oh. And the position of the lift logic on this lift is quite away from the lift, it's in the stairwell. And so it must be a bit harder to maintain with the cabinet being so far away. So if you open up the lift, you can see the winding drum up here. I really wanted to surface because it looks so interesting, but the staff here were very observant. Every time I tried to surf a lift, they noticed the lift gone to inspection. The staff here might as well have got a more high-profile job than working in a Travelodge, considering how observant these people were.
Good, I'll do that.